There we go. Good evening, my darling
Gotham.
batlings.
Joker's back in town.
Yep, JKR is back. I'm welcome to have him, but I'm very happy to have him back. I've missed you, bro.
I missed you too, bro.
Bro, no bromo.
Bro. No bromo.
All the bromo. So yeah, sorry for canceling stream last night so abruptly. I was well, not last night, Friday night. I was just tired. I'd been up till like 5 in the morning the previous day.
Oh jeez, what did you do?
I just lost track of time while like tinkering with some of my retro game setup stuff.
Fair.
Supersized bromo, hell yeah, Kier. Also, congrats on the 10 consecutive streams. I feel like it's probably been more than that, but this thing's been wrong, specifically with you, a lot of times before.
Yeah, it's been right with me, but always wrong with you. You've always been here.
Hey, Furret's here. Welcome. So, yeah, JKR filled me in on some of the stuff you guys did at the con, and it sounds like a lot of fun. I would love to join you guys sometime if I can ever, like, manage a way to get over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, tonight we're going to be continuing Final Fantasy VII Remake. We had just gotten introduced to everyone's favorite science guy, second favorite science guy, I should say, after Bill Nye, Hojo. And what an entrance Hojo has. In fact, the next like chapter or so is going to be dealing exclusively with Hojo. So be prepared to see a lot of the greasiest man who ever lived.
Be prepared. Not gonna go any further than that.
Wily is your favorite, though? I wouldn't call Wily a science guy. I'd call him more of a roboticist. That is a branch of science, whereas Hojo is more like just generally everything scientific.
So he's just a doctor of everything, basically.
Well, not necessarily everything. Like a lot of like genetic engineering and biology and stuff. But also like just a lot of shit, as you will see.
Oh, hey, Furret, you're not gonna believe this, but when we were at the shop today getting those cards, I just realized now that I already had a Machoke in my decks. I didn't need a second one. Whoops. That's my bad, because somehow I didn't see it on the list.
Alright, when we last left off, we had just defeated Hojo's experiment. Or just, you know, one of his many experiments.
Yes. Experiment 626.
I can't remember what experiment name this one was. It has, like, some long code name. As expected from someone like Hojo.
I'll Machoke you, Furt.
There's the boy! The best boy! You're gonna love Red 13.
Aerith! Very impressive. I really must thank you for providing me such invaluable combat data.
Cocky little egghead, ain't you?
The results provided by my predictive models indicate that this force should be more than capable of handling you.
Y'all about to learn predictable.
We're taking Aerith back.
Oh, take her back, you say? Correct me if I am wrong, but did the girl not come here of her own free will?
It's technically not kidnapping if they agree to it. Hojo's clearly studied up on law.
She only came here to save Marlene.
I'm afraid you misunderstand. extraordinary specimens that will change the world as we know it. Do try to be considerate.
Also, I'm not too familiar with the work of Hojo's voice actor in this game. James Tsai, I believe his name is. James Tsai or James C. But, like, if for whatever reason they were to recast Hojo for future stuff, I could totally see him, based on this performance, being voiced by Derek Stephen Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Who's gonna win, guns or a punchy gal? I mean, we got guns too. We got a guy with a gun mounted to his arm.
Yeah, right.
Oh, but they've also got napalm.
Shit.
Meanwhile, we've got magic. Who needs napalm when you can shoot fire from your hands?
Looks like your models got it wrong.
Yes, an unknown variable, perhaps. Well, no matter. Reinforcements will soon arrive.
But will they get here in time to save you from me?
Why are you a soldier?
Yeah.
No, not quite. Oh, now I recall. My memory was mistaken. My boy, you weren't a soldier.
Hey, it's the ghosts are back.
What is this fascinating phenomenon? What's happening? Where are you taking me?
What are those things up to this time?
Cloud!
Barrett.
Got it. Stand back.
I forgot that those guys show up to carry Hojo away before he can spoil a twist.
You came for me.
Yep.
You good? I'm great.
And then there's these assholes.
I owe you one.
Save it for later.
These guys are just regular enemies in the original, whereas here they're sort of like a mini boss fight.
Oh, shit.
It's on you.
Need my help, do you? Time to fry. I'm counting on you.
All right, time to burn to the ground.
Burn to the ground! Burn to the ground!
Bring it! Feel the heat. You're up.
Remember, if anyone ever says that the guy who voiced X in Mega Man X7 can't act for shit, just know that he also voiced Flame Hyanard. And if I remember correctly, he also voiced Rodimus Prime in the PS2 game.
Let's make it hot.
I say the PS2 game as if that narrows it down. The Japanese Transformers G1 PS2 game that had an English dub for reasons I will never understand for a game that was only released in Japan.
Yeah, right.
You okay?
Yeah, they do that with Hell House.
Get out of here.
And they did that with what's it called, Eligor, I think, where it's just like a regular enemy, and in here they turn into like the guardian of the train graveyard.
The hell was that thing?
We need to go. Aerith!
She needs to pet the kitty.
Come on.
You know, he's so obviously feline in his design, but in Rebirth, everyone treats him like he's a dog.
Oh, jeez.
kick him in the teeth. That could have gone better. Oh my god, you're right. He is cat dog.
What? You want to go?
Stop. This child's a friend.
Wild.
Yes, he's a child by his species standard.
Oh.
That's awesome, Purrit. I'm glad you had a. I'm glad you were able to do that.
A fascinating question.
Oh, did it just talk?
You asked what it is. I am that which you see before you. Nothing more. I'd appreciate it if we simply left it at that. Agreed?
13?
Red 13. The designation given to me by Hojo.
Then you must have another name. What is it?
He can't tell you or else he'll spell the end of the universe, like the Doctor.
So, we're gonna go get the son of a bitch.
I love how the guy voicing Red is just straight up doing a Liam O'Brien impression. Agreed, considering that Liam O'Brien, for what little screen time he got as Red 13, did a fantastic job. Oh boy, time to see everyone's favorite mommy. I know I've had people in the chat and on stream wonder what Genova's going to look like in Remake, so at least we get to see headless Genova here.
I have come for you.
Gino confirmed for Smash. Oh my god. I'm interested in the new Beetlejuice movie because like that's something that Tim Burton's been trying to make since the 90s. Except like the first draft he had of it, which ended up not really going anywhere, was basically Beetlejuice goes to Hawaii.
Oh, jeez.
There she is! Isn't she beautiful?
Interesting.
Cloud!
You know, Reno, I think you might be due for some R&R.
Nah, I'm good.
What are we going to do?
Oh, I wasn't talking about vacation. I meant reading and writing.
We are
Get to
going
work.
do nothing.
Been thinking. Was all that necessary?
Had we refused, someone else would have completed the task. We have spared that someone the burden of a guilty conscience. Perhaps that will ease yours.
Yeah.
You spelled vibe right the first time. Vine. There you go.
Let's try
What are
another.
you trying to say? Vine sauce?
They were a sacrifice to balance the scales.
Say what?
After everything we'd taken from the planet, we were due to give something back.
Do you actually believe that?
Does it matter? Yes, understood. The VP needs us.
Now the blood vessels are reminding me of vines or roots. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Deliverance from chaos.
Oh, thank goodness. You're awake.
Nerdy Furret has a question for you. Wood?
Which one? Oh, the Genoa? Hell
Yes.
fucking no.
Where I lived when I was still
Coward.
a child.
Hey, just because I'm a coward doesn't mean I'm not smart. I'm taking the smart route here.
Just because she corrupts anyone within a several mile radius and drives them to insanity and is so just cursed in her existence that
Are
she
you okay? Maybe you
damages
should rest
the
a little
life
longer.
stream of entire planets just by being on them doesn't mean that she's not hot.
Get out for it. Get out.
Once you go tentacles, you can never go back. Hell yeah, brother. Now that's what I'm talking about.
That shit.
Don't fuck that shit. You'll get an infection. Let's see. Not enough SP for those, so we'll wait to upgrade Tifa. Aerith has a whole weapon that we haven't even been able to use yet. Ah! Thank you for the sub! Thank you for the 6 months of subs. Hope they've been tasty and not nasty-ass Subway subs. Yes, they have been tasty, because, I've been putting them towards, local Chinese place. I don't eat Subway anymore after I learned that their bread isn't legally considered bread in certain countries. And after the whole, their fish contains 0% fish thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I prefer not to eat at Subway if I can avoid it, but I'll only eat there if I have no other choice, like we did when we were hanging out with,
With
Nico.
Lulu and Nico, yeah.
Yeah.
That was just because, you know, even then, it's because it was a food court, and food courts don't exactly have good options.
That's true, but it was like the only option for me to eat, so I was like,
Yeah.
yeah okay, sure. I hate that that's like that, but, you know, given between that and starve, I'd probably eat.
Also, Firehouse Subs is better than Subway and always has been.
Oh, hell yeah. I actually need to find a Firehouse Subs nearby and, you know, try and give them the business when I can.
Like that fish fillet you got at McDonald's today. That's what Furret said.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. But, McDonald's was cheap for it, so that's why we went there.
I mean, it may not be good quality fish, but at least it's still fish. The Subway stuff wasn't even... The Subway stuff wasn't even fish. It was, like, leftover chicken and pork that they mixed together.
You're telling me that's what I've been eating all these years? I had no
Like, not literally leftovers, but, like, the leftover bits that they don't use in their chicken or their pork subs. Ground into a, ground up like they do with lower quality cuts of meat to make, like, nuggets and stuff like that, except they were serving it as tuna.
How fucking hard is it to get tuna? You buy the fucking cans at a store.
Welcome to capitalism.
I know, right?
Every morning, they'd come and take my mom away. I remember crying here alone.
Aerith, before we break out of here, talk to us. There's so much we don't know.
So, in my world, yesterday, me and I say me and as if I'm the leader. The people over at Star Productions recorded what might be our next fan dub, depending on which one gets finished editing first. And I'm super excited for this one. It was a blast. Had some new people working on it. Had a really good vibe going on the whole time.
Her flesh we shape.
Unrelated, but you liked Flipper as a kid, right? Who's that directed at? Because if it's at me, then I've never seen Flipper.
By her loving grace and providence, may we take our place.
If for it, since you and I haven't been able to talk much, Star Productions is a improv fan dub group, sort of like Snapcube, that my friend Nade runs. I've only been in a couple of them so far, like Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, where I voiced Axel. Devil May Cry 4, which isn't out yet.
Can you?
Batman Arkham Asylum.
But in that one, I voiced Agnes, and Batman Arkham Asylum, where I voiced Bane.
I'll find it in me. But now, not even if I wanted to.
Even if you could,
there's also a few lined up for the future that I'm not at liberty to talk about. But needless to say, it's been pretty fun.
But they'll try to take it anyway, won't they?
My Axel's been my favorite character to play so far. I just play him as like a chaotic gremlin.
Okay, new plan. Y'all take Aerith and get the hell out of here. Me, I'm gonna go bust some Shinra heads.
Barrett, wait. You can't do that.
All the ghost boosters.
Oh, great. These assholes again. Probably some Shinra scientists.
These assholes again.
Whispers. Perhaps best described as arbiters of fate. They are drawn to those who attempt to alter destiny.
I mean, like, as far as, like, voice work for stuff I'm doing, where, like I'm in control, I've been mulling around doing, like, some, fan dubs of a couple different, things.
And you're
not like improv comedy fan dubs, but like more straight fan dubs. I'll let you know if I there we go.
I mean, ain't you a Shinra lab rat, dog?
But yeah,
I'm not a rat.
I'll let you know if anything comes up.
Reached out to me.
Like if I settle on anything concrete that I'm working on.
Listen to me. Please.
Aerith.
So because like I got kind of distracted by having the bus. They just gave us our explanation of what the ghosts are. They are the arbiters of fate, also known as whispers. They are like literal embodiments of the flow of
What are
destiny.
you not telling
And if
us?
anyone tries to derail from the path of
I'm
destiny,
lost in
they
the
appear
maze
to
again.
push them back on the right
Every
path.
step is taking me further
That's
from the
why
path.
every time something
Every
happens
time
in
whispers
Remake
touch me,
that
lose
is
something,
about to
a part of
like
myself.
change the direction that the Midgard chapter's plot is supposed to go
Follow
in,
them.
these guys show
Yellow
up.
flowers.
Like, you remember that part where, like, they were attacking the town and then Jessie gets injured in part of it, so, Tifa ends up having to take her place on the next bombing mission?
It's okay.
Right.
Way out together.
That was because in the original, Jessie wasn't going to go on that mission in the first place. It was just Tifa was going to go from the start. But in Remake, she was having doubts about her ability to, so Jessie offered to fill in. And the Whispers were like, no, we can't let that happen because that's not how this is supposed to play out. Also, if they're the spirits of destiny, why they try to kill the party? Because they're not like on the side of one or the other. They're a completely neutral party where like they'll be hostile towards people that are actively fighting back against them.
Aha! There you are.
The mayor.
What are you doing, man? Hey guys, long time no see.
Where?
Yeah, it's explained better in Rebirth than it is in Remake.
You shouldn't be up and moving.
Like from a
They sell Myra's cooking.
from a meta narrative,
Not what I want
from a meta narrative standpoint, the arbiters or whispers, whatever you want to call them, in the context of Remake, are supposed to stand in for like people that just want a one-to-one retelling of the PS1 game with no deviations from the story.
So now we're trapped in here?
No need to panic, little lady. See? You can still move freely within Hojo's laboratory. Find a way to the roof. An avalanche chopper will come to extract you.
HQ's bailing us out? I doubt it. Not after all the shit we've pulled.
I asked them really nicely. Like super duper nicely.
I said pretty please with sugar on top, and they agreed.
So since when is the mayor in on
Oh, that was something you missed last time. Is the mayor has been with Avalanche the whole time, working as a mole for them in Shinra.
I'm glad he did.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna still chew him out for it later.
Ikam bokam. That reminds me, I need to break out the N64 again sometime so I can
Anyway,
practice some
we gotta get to the
Banjo-Kazooie.
roof, right?
Then we can use the same elevator that Hojo did.
So, people that played the original Final Fantasy VII may notice that, well, no, it's not here at this point. There's like a whole chapter in between here and what I was about to talk about. Basically, like, once the thing happens that leads to, like, you know, a big bloody trail being everywhere, you'll notice that the blood doesn't look like human blood. That wasn't a creative decision on Square Enix's part. It's that the Japanese ratings board for video games is like really anal about depictions of blood in video games, and having like blood streaked across the floor when that's supposed to be there can get your game like automatically an adults only rating. And Square didn't want to have to do regional censorship, so they did the thing that always works in these cases in Japan and just recolored the blood. That's also why in Danganronpa they bleed hot pink.
Makes sense.
That elevator. Was it this way?
Yes. His odor still lingers.
And that's also why in older episodes of Inuyasha they bleed black whenever there's like big amounts of blood on screen. China's doing a similar thing now, except the solution is way more sussy, because what they end up doing is they recolor the blood to white. So you get a lot of instances of, like, people spattered in white fluid.
Leave it to fucking China to ruin something that was good.
Like, I've seen edits of, like, I think it was, like, Fist of the North Star or something like that. You know, like, some very violent anime where, like, characters are supposed to be, like, spattered with each other's blood from a brutal fight, but it's all white.
Yeah.
What happened here?
The little ones in the pods. Where did they go?
It stinks in here.
I think I just saw a lightning strike, so that means a storm might be coming through here. So if I suddenly disappear, that's because my power got knocked out, as often happens around here.
Lovely. You know, you would think the castle would have better protection from lightning and all that stuff.
I don't have the budget to insulate the castle properly.
So go give him one already.
I only have the castle because it was an inheritance. I didn't buy it myself.
That is true. Like, you would think that, whoever you inherited from, would have fucking kept up a maintenance for the place.
Well, X-card on my father for disappearing before electricity became a common thing in the human world.
Fair enough.
That is canon, by the way. just casual lore drop as a joke. Remember, I take the approach to canon that Ian Flynn takes to Sonic canon. Everything's canon, even if it contradicts.
Nice job. What? Shit! What the hell, Red?
I mean, I appear to still be here. Unless you're testing something else. I have been... I mean, there's always going to be a chat delay on Twitch. That's just how live streaming works. It's worse for me on random bases, depending on, like, how much traffic is going on where I live. So it's not a problem on your end. It's a problem with my ISP being terrible.
Yeah.
And having a monopoly on this region, so it's not like I have better options.
Pretty much.
Also, I've gotten a little further in Rebirth. Basically about to the same point that we are now in the original Final Fantasy VII. Aerith, where are you going? Honey. Honey.
Poor girl. Aerith, come on, girl.
Okay, at least we know she can do an excellent running man, though. Everyone, what the fuck? Basically what amounts to is, like, in both Rebirth and the original, I am now, I just got past Corel Prison, and I just got the Dune Buggy. So, in both of them, it's completely uncharted territory for me. Yep, that was a thunderstrike, so, warning in case, I fucking, you know, my stream dies.
Yeah.
It's not a problem on your end. It's, me losing power.
Yeah, it's because go fuck your internet service provider.
Don't fuck my internet service provider. It'll take too long and it won't be satisfying.
Yeah, true.
I can't believe I almost went into a whole section where Aerith wasn't going to have any materia. You know, our mage not being able to cast any magic. That would have sucked.
Yeah.
Let's see, you know what, we'll put, where was it? Subversion here, then replace that with warding, so she can't be killed by instant death attacks.
Nice.
Because warding, grants resistance to the Link Materia status ailment, so, with these two combined, makes it so she can't be killed in one hit by one-hit kill attacks.
Nice.
Which, for a mage, is something you want. For a white mage, especially, like, Aerith. Well, Aerith's more of a... It's debatable whether she's a white mage or a red mage. She leans more towards white mage in terms of her stats, but technically everyone's a red mage in this game. And we'll give her... We'll give her Shiva. And... we'll swap out the Chocobo and Moogle for the fat fuck. Also, yes, welcome to the Materia Show, which is guaranteed to be half of your time playing any Final Fantasy VII version. Everyone's a red mage if you're kinky enough. You know, somehow that makes sense, despite it not really making sense in context. No, wait, what's the term that the Smeghead uses? It makes sense if you don't think about it. No, wait, I meant to put Item Master on Cloud. And, God, I am sorry for how this just, like, fucking brought the stream to a crawl. But, you know, it's an RPG. You gotta do a lot of managing your party.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That should be good for now. Now, if everyone would stop running into nothing... Screw this, I'm making nachos. You can't have any JKR. I want nachos.
I don't want your nachos.
So what you're saying is that the nachos are yo's and not cho's.
Pretty much, yeah. That's basically what he's saying, yeah. What do you call cheese that's not yours? Nacho cheese. I'm betting first.
I did not know that this room existed. Is there anything in here?
Nope. Actually, no. I think there is.
No, wait, no. This is where we came from. Duh. I missed the graffiti on the wall. You can tell I'm turned around and like half functioning today because I was up until 5:30 in the morning yesterday.
Oh, lovely.
Because I was on that like fun high from doing the improv fan dub recording. The cheese you're using is the cheese that JKR left.
Yeah, I bought cheddar cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, when I landed in OKC last week. And yeah, I was going to use it to make scrambled eggs with, but I never bothered to do that, so I just left it sitting in his fridge. So he took it instead.
I need to get some more cheese. I've got provolone, but it's probably expired by now.
Yeah.
What I need is like some mozzarella. I keep forgetting to get that. I also need some more Parmesan. I also need to get like a block of Parmesan for me to grate. And I also need to get a cheese grater so I can make some fettuccine al burro.
Oh yeah, you know, honestly, fresh grated Parmesan is a lot better than the pre-grated stuff you buy at the store.
I've tried making fettuccine al burro using the pre-grated stuff. Turns out that's a horrible idea because they add in a thing to the you know, shakers of Parmesan cheese that keeps it from like melting.
Yeah.
And what you want with fettuccine al burro is for it to melt.
Right. And that's what I hate. Like, you know, I get why they do it, but at the same time, that kind of defeats. That's thing.
Well, it's partly to keep it from melting and also to keep it fresh for longer.
Right, but yeah, like I'm saying, it's like, you know.
There she is, mommy herself.
Oh, jeez.
What is that?
Genova.
Damn it, Sephiroth.
Mother.
Get out of his head.
Together, we will reclaim our world.
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of all of this. Cloud?
That's something that's going to be fleshed out in Rebirth. But we've already seen it in PS1 Final Fantasy VII. But it gets a lot more focus in Rebirth.
Tell me, is it really you?
Don't deny me. Embrace me.
Choose your wording better, Sephiroth. The Yaoi fangirls are bad enough already.
A touching reunion.
Also, that wasn't a hallucination. He's actually there this time.
Good.
Oh,
And
jeez.
thus is the hypothesis proven correct. I can only hope you will continue not to disappoint.
I'd better hurry.
Let's see. Trying to remember which way to go because this chapter's very long. There we go. Pull that switch.
Test subject pods? Guess I can use these.
So, like, this part of the game is where they really start, like, dragging out the end game, which is one of my major complaints with Remake. Where, like, I like a lot of the stuff that adds to, you know, obviously part of it's to pad out the runtime, but also part of it is to try and flesh out this take on the Final Fantasy VII world a bit more. But a lot of the stuff once you get to Shinra HQ is really drawn out.
Oh, wow.
And just doesn't serve any purpose other than making it longer. Like, this whole chapter is basically just padding.
Oh, jeez.
Well, not the whole chapter. From, like, basically from the part where they escape their prison cell onward is, like, stuff that wasn't in the original. In the original, they escaped their prison cell not because the mayor let them out, but because Sephiroth let them out.
Ah.
Also, Red 13 you don't get as a full controllable party member until Rebirth. He acts on his own here. So you can't, like, switch over to him and manually control him. Unfortunately, from what I've heard in Rebirth, they did that with Vincent, too. And Vincent's my favorite Final Fantasy VII character, so that really bums me out.
You okay?
Yeah. Where are the others?
Nowhere close.
Let's go.
I mean, is it any surprise that I'm a Vincent Valentine fan? I mean, I've gone on record saying that I'm a total mark for Steve Bloom performances. And I guess now I have to say I'm also a mark for Matt Mercer performances, considering he now voices Vincent.
Nice.
I'm so glad to see Matt Mercer getting, like, big name roles now. Considering that for the past, like, decade of his career, he had basically found a niche as being the cheaper alternative to Troy Baker.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean, like, Troy Baker, before his career really blew up with The Last of Us, was in a lot of, like, lower budgeted and especially like like anime and Japanese games. And because Matt Mercer naturally sounds similar to him in a lot of ways, once he, you know, got so famous and in demand that he stopped doing those lower budget projects, Matt Mercer became their new go-to replacement for him.
Yeah.
Vincent was a last-minute addition. That's why he was originally meant to debut in Part 3, but they pushed him up due to fan demand. That sounds like something that tracks. That totally makes sense. Vincent's a cult favorite character for a reason. And, like, while narratively it would make sense to save him for, Part 3, you know, just so, he could be fleshed out more fully. In terms of, like, where he's introduced, to my understanding, it makes more sense, because, when you get Vincent as a party member happens, before the part where Rebirth ends. So here's where we get some puzzle elements with Red 13. Anytime there's a switch we can't reach, we just send the cat dog to do it. Cat dog. Cat dog. You know, something really interesting that came out of those Nickelodeon Giga Leaks from people, like, finding old production material by hacking Nickelodeon servers was we now have a high-quality recording of the full version of the cat dog theme that otherwise has never been released to the public. The only time the song was heard before was in a VHS promo for Cat Dog, but the only rip of that online is really low quality and has a lot of buzzing in the audio. I would love if we got an intermission-style side game of Vincent before he got sealed away in his coffin. Yeah, I would love that too. It would also be another excuse to incorporate some more Dirge of Cerberus stuff. Because, you know, as someone who is the absolute target demographic for stuff like Dirge of Cerberus, I would very much appreciate more Dirge of Cerberus references, even though Yuffie's DLC already has given us plenty of those. And, you know, since Dirge of Cerberus did have a whole side mode that focused on Vincent's time in the Turks, but was cut from the international release. But yeah, I could totally see them doing that, given that I'd say like probably give it a year, like they tend to do for their expansions to the single player Final Fantasies, like they did with 16. Come on, fall! Fall!
Here we go.
There we go. Now, thunder the bitch. There we go.
The fuck is
They'll throw us for a loop and we'll get a Sid side story instead. Yes, they totally will. Because nobody expected a Yuffie side story to begin with.
That's that.
Since when did Shinra use Imperial probe droids?
I mean, we've been seeing them throughout the whole game.
I've never noticed them.
But yeah, they have a robotics division, so of course they would have probe droids.
Calling lightning.
All right, watch it learn.
Looking good. Back
after you.
Guess it's my turn. Beat this. Give them hell.
Oh no. Not god damn it, he killed Cloud. Die. Die already. Yeah, I could also see them doing a side story for Reno to make up for how they had to cut down a lot of his stuff in Rebirth due to the unexpected and untimely passing of his Japanese voice actor in between games.
If you say so.
Guess we're out.
What's the plan?
First, we find Tifa and Aerith.
Like, all jokes aside, I could totally see them doing a Reno side story, partly just to finally give us Reno as a playable character outside of a mobile phone RPG, but also, you know, as also to appease the fans that, you know, I understand why they cut down a lot of Reno stuff in Rebirth. Like, that's something you can't plan around, really. But, like, assuming that they found their new Reno by that point, I could see them doing a side story DLC for him. Because he is the most popular Turk. Outside of Vincent, of course.
The door seems to have locked. No going back.
Like, they wrote that, like, you're injured, so stay out of it story into Rebirth, because the original plan was to have him do the same stuff he does in the PS1 version, but his voice actor died shortly, his Japanese voice actor died shortly after Remake came out. So, out of respect to him, and to give that, so they don't feel like they have to rush to find their new Reno, they chose to rewrite Reno's involvement in the story to make use of archived audio that they already had of him, and then, like, instead give a lot of his stuff to Elena. And I think it worked out really well from what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Like, I've gotten to this before. It's a thing that Japanese game developers tend to do, where if a voice actor, you know, unexpectedly passes away, they'll, like, sort of put the character into a bit of a retirement for a little bit, instead of immediately recasting them. Unless it's something where it's, like, a TV series that airs weekly.
Right.
Yeah, Elena is great in Rebirth. They made her, like, the biggest goofball, and I love that. Like, the biggest goofball who thinks that she's the tough one. And I love that characterization. It's so fun. Yandere is the one where it's like, I love you to death. Tsundere is the, it's not like I'm doing this because I like you, Baka thing. I'd call her more of a tsundere. Yeah, she's unapologetically pseudo-tsundere. I would agree on that assessment. Got jet lag.
Yawning. It's a little bit of jet lag, but I slept on the damn plane for a little bit. At least I thought I did. Mm.
Have I gotten to the ice cream part with her? No, I have not. Like I said, I've just... Wait, no, I have. Are you talking about the part where she's, like, in the desert and she's like, bring me some ice cream? Because if that's what you're talking about, then yes, I have seen that, and I love it. Yes, I love that scene. It's great comic relief. All right, that should do for now. And we got Cloud's best sword for right now, outside of, you know, doing 100% completion stuff, because this one gives us counter stance, and counter stance is kind of broken. Just a wee bit broken. Yeah, no vanilla. I hate vanilla. Vanilla's only good when it's paired with a mix-in, like chocolate chips or cookie dough, or chocolate chip cookie dough, or Oreos. Like, vanilla's good as a base to create other flavors, but vanilla on its own is really bland.
Regular vanilla on its own, yeah, I agree. But when you
French
have
vanilla is a
vanilla-
totally different thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't move an inch. We'll head down too. Be right there.
Now, Vanilla the Rabbit, on the other hand.
I mean, she is the size of an
She is
average
the height of the
human.
average human mother.
I think there's something over there.
I like how they call this two-way terminal the PHS as a reference to the like party managing thing from the original.
No need to worry. We're fine. But what do we do now? I don't see any way out of this room.
Can you all hear me?
I've come to make an announcement. Cloud Strife is a bitch-ass motherfucker.
You know children the most advanced technology in Midgard.
The funny thing is, I actually had to do, I did that a couple of times at the convention yesterday. I didn't do the whole spiel, but I did do the whole. I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. What? And I was like, caught on. It was like, that was hilarious.
Good.
Perhaps you can help me with the necessary preparations. Given that you're already in the perfect position to do so.
I read that Vanilla the Rabbit comment, Nerdy for it, as if it were Homer Simpson saying it about bacon or donuts. Like, Vanilla the Rabbit.
I'm afraid not. If I know Hojo, he won't let us out until we indulge his
I can't do a good Homer Simpson.
You said something about a ward, right? I'm pretty sure I saw a door to one upstairs somewhere. So, you want to check it out?
So in this part, we're going to be switching back and forth between two separate parties
Thanks. We will.
to unlock new areas for them to explore until they're eventually reunited.
Roger that.
This takes fucking forever.
Hey, you think Cloud's doing okay? He's been acting really weird lately. More than usual.
True. But it's Cloud. I'm sure he'll be fine. But what about you, Tifa? How are you doing?
Huh? Oh, I'm fine. I guess this has to be the third ward, right?
Think so. But it looks like the door's locked.
There has to be something we can do. Let's look around.
Gotcha.
Aerith, not again.
Look! Now they can get across too!
We should let Cloud know.
So, did you know that one of Aerith's abilities is flight? But she can only do it once.
Okay.
I mean, it's not much to brag about. Most people can fly, but only once. Depends on how high you are up.
Damn it.
Cloud? We found the door to that ward he was talking about, but it's locked.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd Hoffen her pfeffer. I mean, I agree, but I don't get the
About
joke.
those preparations Hojo mentioned before. I think we're supposed to do something
I actually
with
pulled
that.
something like that years ago when I was 5 years, when I was actually 4 years
We were
old.
fiddling with some sort of control panel. Do you see a way to get across now?
All right. We'll make our way to the central terminal. Sit tight until you hear from us.
The hell kind of research is this?
The cataclysm that came from the stars, Genova. Hojo has devoted half of his life to her study.
I don't give a shit about any of that.
The experiments in this facility involve the enhancement of life forms and machines through the application of Genova biological data. Hojo's plan is to pit his subjects against us, thereby facilitating their growth.
Huh. So this asshole thinks he can treat us like his experiments.
I know what fate awaits these creations. Let us put them out of their misery. We must first find a passage that leads to the center.
Like a Tootsie Roll pop.
Push him back.
You gotta figure out how many licks it takes. I don't know what I'm going on about. I guess I'm just hungry for chocolate.
Yeah.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah. Want some more? Bring in the heat. You got this.
Taking over.
Counter stance. Oh, I fucked that up because I was facing the wrong way. Ah! Oh, I thought he was about to explode. All right, counter stance. Stop attacking Barrett. Focus on me. There we go. You see how counter stance is broken, right?
Now.
Let's kick it up a notch. Don't you let up
Watch
now.
this.
That all you got?
Bam.
Haspenpfeffer is a Dutch dish known as rabbit stew. Okay. I don't know much about Dutch or Dutch cuisine. All I know about the Dutch or the Dutch language is that, like, it sounds like what everyone thinks German sounds like, but unironically.
Now it's my turn.
Or, like, whenever you think of, like, you know, the way that the Swedish chef talks, that's actually what the Dutch language sounds like.
There's no control panel. We don't have the means to go this way.
Wait a sec. Weren't the girls right by the door to the 3rd ward?
There are 4 switches. 1 for each ward.
All right, we got a second time materia. That should go to Tifa.
What, now she can travel through time?
No, it's basically, it gives you haste, and as well as slow and stop when it's leveled up.
I see. So she can basically control the flow of time.
It's not that powerful. It's more like, it's localized. It's not like, you know, chronomancy, where you can manipulate the fabric, the flow of time for everything. It's like you can freeze people, or you can speed up how long it takes for your cooldowns to end.
So, kind of sort of like the Speed Force, almost.
I mean, it's hard to compare, like, materia magic to anything else in other media, because part of it is that, like, the people in Final Fantasy VII don't exactly understand how it works.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no control panel. We don't have the means to go this way.
So I found, like, while we're going through this tedious and not all that interesting part of the game, I found an interesting board game that I think you would absolutely hate, JKR, which is why we should get together and play it sometime.
Oh, no.
It's called Mr. Bacon's Big Adventure.
Okay.
It's basically Candyland, but it's meat-themed.
Oh, jeez.
Tifa, you there? We accessed the central terminal.
And there's a second mode to it called the Meat Feast mode. Like, basically, you have, like, your typical Candyland gameplay, and then you have a second one where, depending on what space you land on, that determines what kind of meat you need to prepare and eat.
Oh, jeez.
And sometimes you have to make combinations of meat. Like, you can land on a space where it's like, oh, now you have to get a meatball, and you need to skewer it on a pepperoni stick and make a shish kebab out of it. It takes forever to set up. It's expensive to set up because you need to go out and buy all these meats and prepare them, and it can very likely kill you because of how much meat you're eating in one sitting.
Oh, lovely.
And it's also apparently a very bad Candyland clone because due to the way the board's set up, games like, you know, Candyland is like the simplest board game, right?
Vaguely, I've never actually played it, but I know basically the idea.
It's a board game meant for like the littlest of children. So it's really simple and you beat it really quickly.
Right.
Mr. Bacon's Big Adventure is like, because it can't use the exact Candyland board layout, it uses its own layout, and its layout is so poor that regular games of the Candyland mode can take over an hour. So imagine playing an hour-long Candyland board where you also have to keep eating meat every space you land on.
Oh, jeez. Sounds disgusting.
I saw a video about the worst board game mechanics.
What is this place for?
There's a...
I also
Not
found
really
a board
for-
game from that same channel. Well, he didn't make the board game, but I found out about it from the same channel.
Yeah.
It's an old board game that's actually got an infamous reputation because no one's ever beaten it the way that is intended because it just lasts too long.
Oh, jeez.
Like, you know how people say that Monopoly goes on for too long? Or how people say that
Yeah.
Risk goes on for too long?
Right.
This game is called The Campaign for North Africa. It's like it's a war game. Think Risk, but you have to micromanage everything about your troops, including their supplies, their rations, the weather, all sorts of things. Third-party factions that can come into conflict with you.
Oh, wow.
Depending on what faction you're playing as, you can have different, you have different things you need to keep track of. Like the example he gave is, if you're playing as the Italian army, then you have to use extra water for all of your rations because you need water to cook your pasta in. And, like, it's meant to be played with 10 people.
Oh, jeez.
5 people per side. The board is 9.5 feet long.
Oh, God.
It comes with thousands of pieces and a single die. The rule book is really long, and like the most conservative estimate of how long it would take to beat a regular campaign, assuming that you're, you know, running a perfect schedule where you don't miss a single session of like playing it. Let's say you're playing it like once every 2 weeks for, I think it was like 4 hours at a time. You know, like as if you were doing
So it's my turn?
like a D&D session where you have to schedule like a block of your day in order to play it.
Oh,
The most conservative estimate following this schedule, assuming that everyone's able to show up on time and nobody ever misses a day, is that it would take 20 years to beat a single campaign of the game. And because of that, nobody has been able to beat it. People have run simulations where you try to beat it, and the simulations have failed because the program eventually gives out. No, wait, I'm thinking of a different overly long board game where simulations have not been able to make it to the end. It's a board game called The Worst Board Game Ever Made. No, it's called The World's Worst Board Game, and it's intentionally designed to be the worst board game ever made. Like, the board has numbered spaces on it, yet that are not written on the board. They're written on cards, except they're not written on cards. They provide you with the cards. You have to write the numbers yourself. And it comes with a die with no numbers on it. You have to write only the number 5 on it and leave all the other sides blank.
the fuck?
Like I said, it's intentionally designed to be the worst board game ever. This is not Campaign for North Africa. This is world's worst board game. It was like an experiment in making the worst board game ever conceived by man. In terms of, you know, being tedious to play, not in terms of being offensive. Because there are some more offensive board games. This one, it's like, you take turns rolling the die. If you roll a 5, then you get to roll again. If you roll anything except a 5, your turn is over.
Oh,
and you do not move a space. If you roll a 5 and then on your second roll you get nothing, then you don't do anything. If you manage to roll 2 5s in a row on your turn, you get to move 1 space.
Jeez. And who in their right mind would play that?
I mean, but it's not really meant to be played. It's more of a thought experiment.
Oh.
Of, like, what would theoretically be the worst board game ever conceived.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
People have run different computer simulations to try and figure out how long it would take to beat the game. And every computer simulation that people have tried to run of it has crashed before finishing.
Oh, jeez.
This one's for you. I got this.
Like, the furthest that any simulation has been able to make it was space number 13, and it would take, like, past the heat death of the universe.
Oh, jeez.
So it's my turn? It's your turn. All set. Big picture, right?
Back in the game sounds fun. I'd rather get water and a few sodas because no water in the house.
For
Yeah,
sure.
so you actually do want which game sounds fun? Campaign for North Africa or World's Worst Board Game? Because those are 2 completely different experiences, my dude. Because Campaign for North Africa, you need a whole team of people to play it. The way that most people have taken to playing Campaign for North Africa is via email. Because it's just not conceivable to get that many people into one house that regularly. And have the space to fit a 9.5-foot long board.
Yeah.
But no one's even been able to finish an email-based campaign of it. So what I'm saying is, we need to do the ultimate VTuber collab and get 10 VTubers together to play Campaign for North Africa from beginning to end.
Oh, God.
Look. Let's get across with those.
That is without a doubt one of the dumbest ideas I've ever had, and I'm like half committed to it because there's this other like popular board game YouTuber who's been talking about like he's going to get friends together and play Campaign for North Africa, and they're going to actually play it to the end. And he still hasn't even started it all these years later.
Yeah, looks like it.
I'll take care of them. One more shot. Get him. Gotta go for it now. I think we're almost done. Can you take over for a bit? Sure, however I can help. You jittery? Let me... There! We gotta switch it up. We've got to get through this. Just taking a little break. Gonna pull back. I should probably heal up first. Keep it up. Can you handle them?
Hey, no. None of that. Shame on you.
That's the way to do it.
We need to make you an avatar first, or you might have to change to the nerdy ferret instead, so not to hit copyrights. I mean, as long as you're not like I've seen VTubers that use Pokemon-based avatars and even names. The only thing is, like, as long as you're not, like, trying to, like, make, like, where it gets into problematic territories, like, if you decide you want to merchandise yourself. But just having, like, obviously not a regular ferret as an avatar, but, like, a ferret-themed avatar would be legally distinct enough to pass. Like, I've seen some live 2D avatars of, like, humanized ferrets that could work. Or, you know, if you want to subvert trademark issues entirely, you could just change the spelling of ferret. Like, a lot of times, that is genuinely the way to get around it. Or you could do the Green Jello thing. For those of you that don't know, Green Jello is a punk rock band from, the late 80s, early 90s. They've got a cult following from their one minor hit, Three Little Pigs. And they're also famous for being where Maynard James Keenan from Tool got his start. Also, their singer appeared in an episode of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but that's a separate thing. Like, they got a cease and desist from the company that makes Jell-O for trademark issues. Not just because they called themselves Green Jell-O, but because their slogan and the first song on their first album was Green Jell-O Sucks. So what they did to circumvent the trademark violation, and this was like, they still do this to this day,
Is this really the
is they spell their band name Green Jelly, but they say it's pronounced Green Jell-O.
I really do. I'm coming. You're hurt. I got it. Go on. It's nothing. I'll take care of them. Sorry, but I gotta.
All right, limit break time.
Why don't you lead the way?
Your current avatar is a ferret with glasses. Yeah, that would be a little bit harder to, like, obviously Nintendo's not going to... I say Nintendo, more the Pokemon company's not going to browse around on Twitch and look for people using ferrets as avatars and take them down. It's more so, like, once you start using it for commercial purposes that you have to start thinking about that.
It's your turn.
Like, that's part of why Iron Mouse started her addiction to constantly getting new models, because her original model, when she first started VTubing, was just one of the built-in face rig models, like one of the default ones that face rig comes with. But once she got popular, she couldn't use that model for like commercial purposes because she didn't make it and she didn't own the rights to it. So she started commissioning new models.
No surprises there.
And that's the story of everyone's favorite Puerto Rican gremlin.
You think now the others can get across too?
But yeah, your description of like, you know, a hypothetical avatar that wears a furret shirt, ears and tail, but isn't a furret himself. Yeah, that would totally be legally distinct enough to not worry about like trademark infringement from the Pokemon Company.
Hey, Cloud?
The only thing is, I would say, like, make enough changes to the furret shirt where, like, the furret looks different enough from official depictions of furret to make it, make it a legally distinct furret-like creature.
We'll call if anything comes up.
Okay. Be careful.
Basically, because copyright law is woefully outdated and has so many loopholes built into it, exploit those loopholes. Fuck multi-billion-dollar international companies.
We need to open the door first.
You're a ferret who just happens to be missing his nose and is unnaturally long. Exactly! You're legally distinct from furret. The best kind of distinct. Just like how being technically correct is the best kind of correct. Being legally distinct is the best kind of distinct.
More of Hojo's experiments.
Commencing test. All personnel must evacuate area. Commencing test.
Not going down without a fight. That thunder I hear?
Hang back. Take it from here.
Guess it's my turn. Right. I'm coming for you. I know you can do it.
Come on.
Oh, come on. That doesn't count as a counter.
Gotta be
fine. I'll play this the way the developers intended.
I hope you're enjoying your experience.
Why don't you come down here and ask me?
So in OG Final Fantasy VII, these guys were after Gongaga. Gongaga. Gongaga, ga, 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 ga.
No discernible changes after contact. Fascinating.
Hey, we ain't done yet.
It seems we have no choice.
But yeah, I can't wait to make it to Gongaga just for the meme. It's such a fun town name to say. Like Sheboygan or Albuquerque. Or Topeka.
Commencing test. All personnel must evacuate area. Commencing test.
You're going down. One way. I'm way back. About damn time.
I got this. On now.
Gotta love it.
Alright, I've got counter stance as a permanent ability now.
Nice.
Now to wreak havoc.
Hey, fight's not over yet. I should be better than that. How'd you like watching your precious toys get torn to shreds?
I never grow
You get Yuffie and Gugaga being the absolute most adorable she can be. I can't wait. Yuffie is awesome.
Such is the case when you truly enjoy your work. Now, for the next step.
She was already adorable at the Gold Saucer in Rebirth when she got her whole extended dance sequence. You can get her earlier between Port Condor and Junon. Yeah. Well, yeah, I've already got her. Remember? I got her before setting foot in Junon. I spent that whole time grinding to get her to appear. Oh boy, time to play whack-a-mole.
Now's our chance to kill the bastard. Time for you.
Except this time, the mole whacks back.
They never learn.
Commencing test. All personnel personnel must evacuate area. Commencing test.
You'll be happy to hear, and this is not a spoiler, in New Game Plus, you can wear any outfit in any part of the game.
Be a good boy and keep the other pets company.
Shit, looks like Red might need our help up there.
Like I said, whack-a-mole, but the moles whack back.
Buzz off.
Sounds pretty whack to me. Oh no, don't use your rock hard on me, sir. Oh, Cloud's frozen.
Oh, shit.
Got some fight left in you? Huh? You
All
do
the
it.
time. Come on.
At least I'm getting some good limit break meter out of this. Oh fuck.
Like, you just had to say it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Buzz off. There.
Come on, hit.
Buzz off. Not looking good. Ain't dead yet.
I hate this fight on every playthrough I do. Such a pain in the ass.
Now.
I should probably start abusing counter stance on these guys.
Feeling good. Come on.
There we go.
Block. I won't give up. Come on.
limit break now. Let's take the other one out. Oh god, he disappeared, didn't he? Yep. Nope. Oh, it auto targets. Okay.
Let's finish this.
2 down.
Ain't dead yet.
Not looking good.
I'm waiting.
Stop that. Bad. Bad boy.
That's it. You're done.
There we go. Fucking hell.
Come on, we're going. Get out of here! What was that thing?
Where's Hojo?
Sorry, he got away.
Forget
You
about him.
failed me for the last time, Red 13.
But he only failed once. Don't be mean to the goodest boy.
I do not take failure kindly. Now,
JKR left his Henway there. I know, right? Oh, left his Henway here. Okay. But yeah, like, how could you leave your Henway over at Burrett's?
I don't think I left a Henway there. I think I took a Henway by accident.
Remind me, this ain't a hospital, is it?
Test subjects don't receive treatment.
So you took a Henway with you and didn't tell Burrett?
This guy's
Oh, I did tell him. When I got to the airport, I told him, I was like, I think I actually took a Henway.
I mean, at the very least, you could probably sell that on the scalper market for at least a butt per.
Hey! Let us out!
Yeah, but I don't deal with butt furs.
I remember you.
He remembers us, I think.
You ever get this weird feeling of deja vu? I do sometimes. Mostly whenever a discussion comes up about me ordering all those mind erasing kits.
You know, I think we should get one of those things.
Yeah, I do too. Let's order one.
Oh, wait a second, we already have one.
Have what?
Mind erasing kit.
JKR. If I had a mind erasing kit, don't you think I would have used it already?
What?
I don't know. What were we talking about?
I have no idea. Who are you?
Who am I? Who am I?
Tell me.
I don't know. It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it?
Gotta be careful.
What is?
Secondly,
It.
finish it.
What is it?
It's it.
It?
Fry. You're done.
Oh, great. Now we're both frozen.
Gotta give it my all.
Fuck everything in that general area. Actually, don't fuck it. Given that spewing out noxious fumes, you probably shouldn't. You'll catch something. You'll catch super gonorrhea. By the way, that reminds me, speaking of gonorrhea and STDs, I know, what a segue, right? I was watching a video from Austin Eruption lately about bad rare games that you'll probably never own. And it turns out there was this developer back in the Super Nintendo days. Also, I'm finally at the time skip in One Piece, aka when Nami unexpectedly gains a bigger set of mommy pillows. Yes, that's when Nami gets her best design. Is Nami best girl or breast girl? The answer is yes. But, there was a developer back in the Super Nintendo and Genesis days that made, like, sort of semi-educational, like, health-focused games, for people with certain conditions. And I say health-focused, not like exercise games, but like, you know, these were good ideas in concept. It's just the execution was off. Like, they had one called Bronchi the Brontosaurus, where you played as a little dinosaur kid who had asthma, and it was supposed to teach kids how to use their inhaler.
Okay.
And how to recognize when they need to use their inhaler. There was another one called Captain Novolin, which was about diabetes, and it was supposed to teach you how to measure your glucose level and what foods you're supposed to avoid if you're diabetic. The reason that STDs comes into this is because there was another game they were planning on making that ended up being scrapped because they couldn't find anyone willing to publish it, called The AIDS Avenger.
Oh, no.
That sounds like something Rich Evans from Red Letter Media would come up with as a joke. The AIDS Avenger!
I mean...
Like, it makes sense at the time, because it came out, like, it was in development at the height of the AIDS epidemic, when people didn't have a good understanding of what it actually was, and there were a ton of misconceptions about, like, who could catch it and how you caught it. It's just when you're trying to make something that's ostensibly marketed at kids, you're gonna have trouble finding people like, ah, yes, let's publish the AIDS game for kids.
Please.
See, Barrett, all you need to do in order to get Red 13 to cooperate... Oh my god, he can, Oh, I thought he was gonna operate the terminal. That would have been more interesting. I thought he was gonna just straight up operate a, communication terminal. Wouldn't that have been awesome?
Yeah, that would have been funny as hell, but yeah.
Oh, just wait until in Rebirth when, he has to wear a disguise to appear human.
Oh, dude. Damn it! Red!
We already saw it in the PS1 version, but it's an extended sequence in Rebirth, and it's hilarious.
Right. On it.
See, how do I get down there? Get down with your bad self. Oh yeah, I probably have to call Aerith and Tifa to do that. Hey, can you go rescue Cat Dog for me?
Red fell to your level. Can you try to get
Thanks, Tifa. They made that so much funnier in Rebirth. Yes. It was already funny in the original, but it was just like a little sight gag in the original. That you could, like, mostly ignore. But, in Rebirth, they made it like an extended comic relief bit, and I love them for that.
You're up. I'll take care of him. One more shot. You jittery? Get him. This one's for you. Sorry about that. Too bright? Someone looks kind of shaky. Okay, let's go. Gotcha. Yeah. Bring it. Yeah. Go on.
It's been more fun than a jumpsuit full of weasels, but I should get some sleep. That makes me think of the Weird Al song Albuquerque. All I got right now is this box full of 12 starving crazed weasels. I said, okay, I'll take that.
Go the fuck to sleep for it.
It's not really soft. Here it comes. One more shot. Get him. Quick cut. Stop it.
No, don't spin me to death.
Kept you waiting?
That's it.
This might be it.
Those are some sick spins, my dude, but you're going a little overboard.
Keep it up. And bingo. This one's for you.
All right. Ray of Judgment. Now I can finally switch Aerith to her newer weapon. After this fight, I mean.
Yeah.
It's from a game called Day of the Tentacle. I've heard of that, I just haven't played it.
Sorry for the wait. Now, let's get this over with.
From my understanding, it's a lot less sexy than its name would imply.
It's over. Come on. Gotcha. Got that. Big there. Got your number. Just go away. Gotcha. Yeah. Come on, get him. It's over.
Let's finish this. You okay?
I am now.
Reminder for how badass Tifa is. She's not superhumanly enhanced like Cloud is. She got this strong just through martial arts training.
But to unlock it, they have to access the central terminal, which they cannot do from their position.
Maybe we can get to it instead.
Yeah, let's try.
All right, let's switch out Aerith, submit for Rod for the reinforced said staff.
And that's done.
We'll also give her the chain bangle because it can hold more materia and only has a slight difference in magic defense.
Perfect. I've officially created another D&D character.
Is it Aerith?
No, this one's actually something I was working on while I was down in OKC. I just never got a chance to really finish it because I was on my phone, and I don't really have access to all the tools I need on my phone in Hero Forge. I did get a chance to play some Baldur's Gate 3 while I was down there.
Nice.
Yeah, and I got to a point where I'm having to deal with the goblins right now, and
I don't like goblins, except for Honey
yeah.
Goblin. Honey Goblin's good.
Yeah, well, these fucking goblins apparently worship something called I don't remember what they called it, but they the Divine One or something like that. I don't know, but basically all the goblins except one actually worship this new deity or whatever her name is.
They worship Arikado, the Lord of the Sacred Crotch.
Yeah, well, apparently, the one goblin that doesn't worship the new goddess worships Maglobiet, who is the creator god of the goblins. So I created Maglobiet in Hero Forge.
Oh, nice.
And I kind of based his overall coloration, and this was completely by accident. I accidentally based his coloring and design off of Chow from season, I want to say it was 3 of Jackie Chan Adventures, when Dao Long Wong turned him and the other two into Dark Chi warriors.
Okay. God, I've got to watch that show again.
Yeah.
I can't remember a lot of it.
I remember
you know,
enough.
I don't have a lot of memories of that general time.
Yeah.
Speaking of Arikado, Lord of the Sacred Crotch, and yes, this actually does tie into something.
Okay.
I'm still working on the schedule for the upcoming week. Got like one spot that's TBA right now, so I may just put it up as TBA for now and then update it once I've decided on what's going to fill that slot. But starting next week, we're going to be visiting a remake of one of my favorite games from my like formative edgy teen years, Destroy All Humans.
Oh, nice.
Which the remake is like, it's more like an Insane Trilogy style remake where, you know, it's not like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like it's the same base game at its core, but updated graphics and sound design, and updated controls. Are you familiar with Destroy All Humans?
I've heard of it. I've never played it, but I am familiar with it.
Destroy All Humans is an interesting little time capsule of like mid-2000s humor and mid-2000s fascination with with like Grand Theft Auto styled open worlds. Like it's got the original PS2 and Xbox versions have a lot of like really advanced tech for the time, with the fact that it has such freedom for environmental destruction, which was really uncommon at the time. And it's also like an early implementation of the Havoc physics engine that would really become mainstream in the next generation. But I say it's an interesting time capsule because up until these remakes, it'd mostly been forgotten about by the general gaming populace. Partly due to, like, everyone knows the first No More here. The first Destroy All Humans. The fans loved the second Destroy All Humans. And then the spin-off for the Wii, not many people played because it was just kind of the wrong target demographic for a exclusive spin-off. And then there was the final one was for the 360, and it got a PS3 version only in Europe. And it underperformed and killed the series. And then the developer like went defunct after a few more years.
Damn.
In fact, the developer, if I remember correctly, the developer was supposed to be working on a Star Wars Battlefront game at one point. I may be confusing them with Free Radical, because I know that Pandemic were the developers of the first two Battlefront games. I think.
Yeah.
I get Free Radical and Pandemic confused a lot, even though I really shouldn't, because they don't really have anything in common. Like, I know Free Radical made the Time Splitter series. Pandemic, I'm a little bit more, pressed to find what they worked on. But, like, it's got a lot of humor that's very, of its time, shall we say.
Don't get killed.
Likewise.
And by that, I mean there's a lot of stuff that would get you canceled today if you were to put it in your game. Especially in Destroy All Humans 2. Especially in the Japan level.
That it?
Where the joke is basically everyone doing racist Japanese accents and playing up Japanese stereotypes. The boss of that level is straight up just like a royalty-free version of Godzilla.
Run, it's Godzilla!
Except this one's called Kojira.
It looks like Godzilla, but
it's legally... But due to international copyright law, is legally distinct from Godzilla. Or however that line goes.
It's like, it looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it is not. Still, we should run like it is Godzilla. No, it isn't. Hey! I don't know where
That's one of the best gags in Austin Powers.
Oh, that was Austin Powers, okay.
That was the third Austin Powers.
Oh, jeez.
Also, the final Austin Powers, because poor Mike Myers can't get the fourth one off the ground, even though he's been trying to get a fourth one made for a long time now. Also, because Destroy All Humans takes place during, like, the peak eras of the Cold War, there's a lot of, like, jokes about, like, international relations of the time between the US and the USSR.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of humor that'll just go right over your head if you don't know a lot about, like, what was going on in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Which I got none of those jokes as a kid.
Right.
And also, like, a lot of them being, like, sort of anachronistic jokes of, like, oh, they're predicting something that we have nowadays, but they're saying in, like, a 50s way. Like, one that sticks out to me that I remember because I used it in a vocabulary lesson. It was, like, one of our vocabulary words we were learning was the word facilitate. And the only time I had heard the word facilitate used in a sentence was in the first Destroy All Humans, where, like, you get random messages from NPCs when you read their minds.
Yeah.
And they're mostly, like, jokes. And one of them is, if only there were a way to electronically facilitate the private viewing of illicit photography. But that will exist one day. It will be called the Discotron, and it will revolutionize the world. Do you get what he's saying?
I feel like I should, but I... Oh, wait a second. It was just like a... Fuck.
He's using a very wordy way to say, if only there were a way to easily look at porn at home.
Oh, yeah.
He's predicting the invention of the computer and the internet.
Yep. Okay, yeah, that's fair. It's been a long week and a half, so my mind is not running on all cylinders. I mean, then again, when is it ever running on all cylinders?
Hey, I can relate! Like right now, where there's, it should be very obvious what I'm supposed to do to progress, but because I'm like half dazed today, I'm just kind of running in circles a lot.
Yep. Have we been there over here yet?
Yeah.
Well, shit. Also, another thing I picked up today while I was out and about before I left for the airport, was I found at a GameStop my Hyper Metal Sonic.
And by that you mean
A Funko Pop of Metal Sonic.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna go. It's gonna be part of my cosplay for Robotnik. Eventually,
awesome.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on like a what it came on was a little you know, clear plexiglass stand or whatever the hell it is that they put it on. And the idea is that since it comes like that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get like one of those. I can't remember. I don't know if it's like sold by Funko themselves or if it's just like a third-party company. It's probably a third-party company, but they have like these little black faces.
Can you take over for me?
Pop the thing on. So I'm gonna be like, you know, I'll put that on and then carry it around in my robotics glove and make it look like it's a hologram.
Nice.
How shocking! Let me handle this. And we're safe.
Yeah, speaking of the Robotnik costume, I actually have to redo the glove. I need to actually redo the glove from scratch because I made a lot of mistakes with the first iteration, and I can definitely do better if I, you know, restart from the beginning. Because basically one of the major flaws that I did was when I cut out the foam pieces for the gauntlet, I ended up painting both sides of the damn thing. So when I hot glued it to the glove, it stuck to the paint and not the foam itself.
Right.
And rather than having to, you know, constantly replace or hot glue the pieces to it, I'm just like, you know what, screw it, just start over. Redo it from the ground up, and this time do it right.
Right. Well, that's part of being a cosplayer, is like constantly refining your craft.
Well, it's just fine. I don't mind. It's just I've got all the stuff I need. I have plenty of hot glue. I have more silver paint. I've got Mod Podge. I've got everything I need. I just need to reprint the pattern again. Yeah, the template. Yeah. I got plenty of foam and everything.
Transfusion procedure complete.
The only thing I would need to go out and buy is a cheap pair of work gloves again. That's it.
This was a good idea, right?
Yep. Let's go give the others the news. That's just mean. Yeah, watch yourself. So it's my turn? That's it! One more shot!
I love how natural Aerith Daphne can.
Yeah. You can tell that she's used to using it.
Yeah.
Cool off! Get him! Moving on then.
Yeah. We found an elevator on our side.
Good. Glad to hear it.
So since we've kind of reached a dearth of interesting commentary to make about this section that goes on for way too goddamn long, I have a joke for you.
We unlocked it on our side. You should be able to
What's
get in.
black and white and red all over and poisonous to the touch?
Right. Now we head back to that door.
I have no clue.
I don't know either, but I do know I wouldn't want one swimming up my ass.
That was horrible.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You say that as if most of my jokes aren't horrible on some level.
That is true. That's true.
Either morally reprehensible or just anti-humor.
That one
or
was
puns.
just like... Yeah, that one was just like, why?
We, made Wedge wait a while to be rescued.
Guess so.
Yeah.
You know...
Okay, we're almost at the end of this part.
Friendly guy, but he has a hard time opening
Because we've got a boss fight coming up.
That makes two of us.
He's got your back, though. Makes two of us.
Here he comes.
You hear that?
This thing was also a regular enemy in Final Fantasy VII PS1, and they turned it into a boss here. And made it a lot bigger.
The fuck is that?
It has a name. Swordipede.
Pull yourself together.
Come on.
Not to be confused with a swordfish, even though it's moving more like a fish than a centipede. Alright, might as well use assess on this to figure out what to do. Let's see. Tactical data not available. Thank you. Thanks for the sour persimmon, bastard. When in doubt, electrify them.
It's on you.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Okay, I'll hydrate. Good thing I've got some extra hydrating water here. That reminds me, am I an adult now that I've bought a wrench?
You bought a wrench.
Yes, I bought a wrench so I could unscrew this attachment on my faucet that was screwed on using a wrench, and therefore is too tightly screwed on to unscrew by hand. So I can like clean it out. But yeah, I bought this. I bought a wrench.
Good for you. You feel proud of yourself?
Yes, I feel like a real adult. I feel like a grown-up.
Yeah, well, okay. Get used to it, kid.
Pay attention.
Being grown up ain't no all it's cracked out to be.
I mean, oh shit, what's it doing?
Damn it.
Oh yeah, now I remember. This is a cool boss fight because you switch between both parties. No other boss fight in the game is like this.
I'll show you what I can do. Everything's spinning. Gotta heal first. Go on! You're still doing okay, right? There! Big cross! So it's my turn? Can you take over for me? Nothing to worry about. Get him! Hey! Good luck. Sure, however I can help. Back to good now. It's your turn. Let me handle it.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some more water.
Okay. We're almost done for the night anyway.
Stay down. No more games. It's over. I'm coming. How shocking. That's it. Here it comes. This one's for you. Too bright? Stop it!
There we go. It is dead. Finish it off, cat dog. Also, I've been meaning to say this for a sec. Hello, Shadow Dragon. I did not mean to ignore you. I just got sidetracked.
That's enough.
That'll do, pig. That'll do. You were looking at Twitter, and there was one about how Rouge was wearing the outfit in her first appearance for about 5 minutes in Sonic Prime. I'm like about as much as her screen time outside her multiverse counterparts. Yeah, Sonic Prime's a complete clusterfuck. They have 2 different voice actors for Knuckles, one of which is like Knuckles Prime, and the other one voices all the multiverse versions of Knuckles. But Knuckles Prime only appears for like 5 minutes total in the whole series, so like, why bother having 2 different Knuckles voice actors at that point?
Yes, we got it to work.
Or like how they got Brian Drummond to voice Dr. Eggman, but then they had someone else voice all the other members of the Chaos Council.
All right, if you say so.
I'm back.
Also, Rusty Rose sounds like it would be Mater's love interest. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Are we there?
Also, yes, Rusty Rose is a horrible name for a roboticized Amy.
Call it a hunch.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the name either.
Because, like, Eggman's machines are a lot of things. They're not usually rusty.
No, they're not. Now, Rusty Rose sounds like a nickname Sonic would have given her.
Rusty Rose sounds like a stripper name.
From this side.
Yeah.
Should we open it up then?
A stripper from a really like, fucking bumblefuck nowhere town where, like, you're going there on a Tuesday afternoon.
Okay, I love the fact that Aerith was the one who pushed that open.
Yes.
And she's like,
Band's
whoops.
back together. Past time we got out of here and made our way to the roof.
There's an elevator just over there.
Hmm?
But it will move only at Hojo's discretion.
Yeah. Need that water. Oh yeah.
Well, okay then. Looks like the elevator is working.
It appears Hojo's done having his fun.
Glad to hear he enjoyed the show.
We're back. Again.
Yeah.
Hey!
Speaking of Larry the Cable Guy, did you know that Larry the Cable Guy's not actually a real Southerner?
Oh?
He's from Nebraska.
What the hell's going on?
Who would?
We may find out soon.
Let's go.
Also, his name's not actually Larry. It's Daniel. Daniel Whitney is his name, if I remember correctly.
That was all a lie.
Yeah, Larry the Cable Guy was originally a character he played on a radio show before he got into stand-up.
Yeah.
Also, this is the part I was talking about that had to be, like, kinda censored for Remake, whereas it was, like, a trail of, like, you know, realistic-looking blood. in the PS1 version to not get a higher age rating in the Japanese version, and so they wouldn't have to do regionally censored versions. They made it like, you know, a mysterious purple fluid.
So basically, it's Engelmois energy.
Yes.
Or dark energon.
I mean, it fits because it's a trail that's being led from where Sephiroth carried over Genova's body.
Yeah.
And given Engelmois is basically the blood of Unicron.
Take us down to the central terminal again.
Yeah.
Now's the time for any unfinished.
Yeah, unexpectedly apt comparison.
I'm ready to do this. Let's go.
All right. I hate to blue ball you guys. What am I saying? I love to blue ball you guys. We're going to save here. And we're going to call it a night because this is going to go on for way too goddamn long if I continue playing. And I am just kind of tired this weekend.
Aren't we both?
Yeah, thank you for joining me, though.
Hey, I'm just glad to be back.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah, if I were able to take my big laptop with me wherever I go, I would have been able to hop on. Furt kept offering for me to use his computer. I was like, no, dude, I don't want to accidentally screw something up. So I just told him, I was like, yeah, it's fine. I'll just, you know, I'll use my phone to talk to you guys, but not actually be in chat. I mean, be in the stream.
Yeah, no raids for tonight. But, yeah, thank you for joining us. I'll see you guys next time. Keep an eye out for next week's schedule, which will be going up tomorrow. And until then, unpleasant dreams. Play us out.
Ready, folks?
I've been waiting.
Well, we're the boys of chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.